how to easily memorize major cross streets names and their attached numerology in Chicago grid system. In Chicago, public show for license exam tests, Chicago geography tests account for more than 60% of all tests. From Chicago geography tests, about 20% of them will be from Chicago major cross streets knowledge. Therefore, it is really important to know and memorize all these major cross streets. Streets, which are located north and south sides of Madison Street. Streets, which are located west and east sides of State Street. There are about 75 major cross streets. It is not easy to memorize them. We would say difficult, but possible. We need to use 3 amazing techniques to memorize all major cross streets names and their numbers. These techniques always work. These techniques are 1. Erasing technique. 2. Storytelling and sequencing technique. 3. Deconstruction, visualization, and sequencing technique. We will be showing all techniques in these papers. You will see them in action. Let's start. First technique, called erasing. We need to erase the unneeded information we have as much as possible. Let's start memorizing from south of Madison, major cross streets. As you can see, many south of Madison streets do not have to be remembered because their names are already numbers, and if you put 2 zeros behind their names, you will get their numbers in Chicago grid system. For example, 31st Street is numbered as 3100 South in Chicago grid system, or 103rd Street is numbered as 10,300 South in Chicago grid system. Very easy to remember them because they are logical. Again, 2 zeros behind their names, you will get their grid system numbers. So, go ahead and erase these streets. We know them already. Just remember, 39th Street is called Pershing Road. 55th Street is called Garfield Boulevard, and 67th Street is called Marquette Road. Now, important streets to remember are Harrison Street, 600 South, then Roosevelt Road, 1200 South, and then Sir Mark Road, 2200 South. Again, Harrison Street, 600 South, then Roosevelt Road, 1200 South, and then Sir Mark Road, 2200 South. Now, we know all major cross streets south of Madison Street. After this erasing technique, we have about 50 streets left to remember. We go forward. Second technique, called storytelling and sequencing. As you can see, there are about 10 major cross streets east of State Street. Here is the easy way to remember them. With these streets' names, we make up the short story to tell. King's Cottage is made of wood or stone. Jeffrey Yates has commercial for brand L or C. One more time, King's Cottage is made of wood or stone. Jeffrey Yates has commercial for brand L or C. We took one word from each street names and made up story from them. Memorizing names is done. So, now, you need to memorize grid system numbers for them. From King to Yates, you keep adding 400 to each street. So, King, 400 East. Cottage, 800 East. Wood, 1200 East. Stone, 1600 East. Jeffrey, 2000 East. Yates, 2400 East. But, Commercial is 3000 east, and Brand is 3200 east. Just remember, Commercial is 3000 east, and Brand is 3200 east. After them, for last two streets, you again add 400 each. L is 3600 east, C is 4000 east. After telling story, King's Cottage is made of wood or stone. Jeffrey Yates has Commercial for Brand L or C. And adding 400 to each in sequencing order till Yates, then Commercial is 3000 east and Brand is 3200 east. Last two streets, keep adding 400. Now, you know, Major Cross Street east of State Street. From this point, you have about 40 major cross streets left to remember.